Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Welcome back to another cloudy day on the Finca, but we have got some bits of blue sky.
It's bright, yes,
yeah,
it's bright.
Not too bad.
Enough for the solar
Not
at the
too
moment.
cold, 12 degrees at the moment, so...
Last night, so I think it might be warmer now.
Oh, sorry.
Not much. Got my app, you see, from the weather station. 16 it is.
Oh,
at the minute.
16, there you go.
Positively scorching.
Yeah, so didn't get round to sorting the olives out last night. By the time we finished, I was too tired. So I'll do those today. And unfortunately, the wall in the kitchen and the hay loft that we touched up yesterday, the new stuff that I put on yesterday must have been a thicker consistency. I mean, it's all guesswork. You know, we don't measure it putty to liquid, and it's dried a lot whiter. So that first area that I did, I'm going to have to do a second coat this morning, which is a bit of a shame because I've got lots of other stuff to do.
Yeah, just a quick thin one.
But if I'd make it fairly thin, it should go on a lot quicker. So it's difficult when it's thick to put it on. But I made it deliberately thicker yesterday because I was just touching up. But of course we got some left, so we carried on to finish the bucket. And yeah, it's dried a lot whiter, so...
We'll show you in a minute, obviously.
We'll show you, yeah. So that's me today.
Yeah, I'm going to get this generator sorted out, give it a bit of a check over, and get it wired in, so we've got our backup power. It is cloudy, but it's chucking enough in to charge us up. But it's there if we need it. It's always there if we need it.
Yeah.
And then... while Sharon's doing that, and then I'm going to try and get this timber, if the lime wash dries in time, I'm going to try and get that timber finally. It's all oiled, it's all ready to go. So yeah, that's it really.
That's
we
it.
just stop waffling again and we'll crack on.
Got to disturb Dottle now because she's
she's usually in the workshop.
Yeah, she's decided she wants to have snuggles this morning, so but we've got work to do, Dotty.
Right, so let's crack on. The wall in question, it's not actually that much different, but to the right it is a little bit patchier in places. So I'm just going to give it a quick thin once over, bring it all up to the same brightness, and then I can get these timbers done. We'll get there. We are getting there. It all takes time. Right, so Sharon's on up there. I'm going to go and get this generator sorted out. Hopefully it'll be dry in time for later. It should dry pretty quickly, the second coat. So here's our trusty generator in its new location. It's a pretty decent generator actually. 10 kilowatt maximum output, 9.5 kilowatts rated output. It's great being this way around now because I can see everything, whereas this was against the wall before. I've just checked the oil, it's a little bit low, so I'm going to top that up and I'm going to give it a good clean to make it look all pretty again. On the back here I've got a vibration hour meter which tells me how many hours it's run for. It's done 84 hours so far in its life, and the oil changes are at 100 hours, so I'm just going to top it up for now, and then when it gets to 100 hours I shall give it a fresh dose of oil. Let's get it cleaned up and get the oil topped up. Right, there we go. You can see the dipstick there. It's about halfway up, if you can make that out. I'm not going to fill it up because I'm going to be changing it soon, but that'll last until I do. I'm just going to give it a good spray now with a bit of Sealy spray to protect all the wires, stop it corroding, and keep it good because it lives outside. You can see how the sun's bleached the top. It was bright green, that. So I give it a nice spray up.
I'm nearly there. It's harder with a second coat because it's so dry underneath that it's just absorbing it immediately. I put it on the wall, so but I'm nearly there and it's looking whiter already, so hopefully it'll dry okay. I don't fancy doing a third coat for sure.
There we go, good as new. Just need to wire him in now. Right, so the wire's in. I'm going to run it up there with those other cables round to this little breaker box which is on the board just out of sight there. So I'll get it in, get it pinned up, and yeah, crawl into the corner, and we'll have this sorted out very shortly, hopefully.
So that's done. I think it's going to be fine. It's looking whiter already. I've got some lime wash left, so I'm just going to carry on this bit here, but I need to wash the wall down first. Yeah, and then onto the olives.
Alrighty, excellent. It's all in, all away, top's back on the box. Generator's running, you can probably hear it. Everything's working perfectly. So we now have our generator back up, restored. Fabulous, right, let's crack on. While Sharon's finishing that off, our onions still haven't come up. We've got a fly in here now. Go away. I'm gonna re-sow another tray of onions. We think that really cold frost that we got, that really couple of cold nights that we had, has finished them off. So I'm going to sow another tray, and we're going to bring them up here, because apparently on the packet it says they need 15 degrees C to germinate. Once they've germinated, they're fine, but to get them, so we're going to stick them in the corner somewhere in here, and they should come up all right. So I'm going to crack on with that. Right, okay, so I'm just wet. I'm going to use the same tray. I've just wet it through. I'm just going to run a couple of seeds again in each thing, cover them over again, and that should do us. Our icebergs are coming along here slowly. But yeah, onions, we've never failed with them before. But then again, we had some freaky cold nights. So as I said before, I'm going to sow them up, cover them over, and then we're going to germinate them upstairs in the apartment where it's a bit warmer. So there we go. I'll go and find a nice spot to put them in. It's not as easy as you might think trying to find a spot up here to place some onions. We've got floorboards and timber stacked over there, saws here, other stuff all over there. The fridge is in the hallway. Need access to that door to get out that way. Well, I've had a perfect little spot underneath our new unit. Look at that, eh? I might incorporate that into the design in the future when I finish it off. Little seed storing tray area. Fantastic. So they're all happy now, and Sharon's going to crack on with the olives.
So in my olives, I'm upstairs because it's warmer. I'm going to sit at our little table. I'm going to tip them all into this bowl to start with, and then pick them out, the best first, destalk them, and then hopefully I'm going to try and fill this jar. So I'll put the best ones into this jar first, and then I'll see what we've got left. If they're worth saving, then I'll see if I've got a smaller jar than this one. But yeah, so I'll crack on. So, managed to fill that jar, which is brilliant. There weren't actually that many that were not good. That's all I've discarded. So, that's what I've got left. I'm going to do a second jar. Might not be full, but doesn't matter. So, what we need to do first is they've all got to be washed. Unlike the green olives, we don't need to soak them every day and change the water for so many days until the water is clear. We just literally wash them, and then we're going to cure these using salt rather than brine. So all we do is put a layer of salt, layer of olives, layer of salt, layer of olives, all the way up to fill the jar. And we'll show you over a course of a few days all the moisture, the nasty bitter liquid that the olives contain is drawn out by the salt. And at the end of the process they look a bit like a Greek olive, you know, sort of wrinkly. And then as we use them, we just put them into smaller jars with a little bit of our olive oil, and they're delicious, absolutely delicious. As I say, we've got very few of last year's left now, so looking forward to getting some of these. So let's do it. So they're in some nice clean water now. Just gently moving them around to make sure they're nice and clean. We'll drain them We'll put them on a dry tea towel, clean tea towel, to dry them off as much as we can, and then put them in the jars with the salt. And there they are. So we leave those for a few minutes now. Don't have to be super dry, but it just helps the salt to work. Just like we did with the capers, if you remember, if you saw that video. So yeah, got my salt, kilo salt. Hopefully that'll be enough, but if not, we've got some more. And yeah, we just need to layer them now into the jar once they're a bit drier. Right, here we go then. Layer of salt in the bottom. Some olives. You don't want any more than sort of a couple of olives deep before your next layer. Do need quite a bit of salt. Last time, the first jar we did was perfect, but the second jar didn't have enough salt and they didn't go very wrinkly. There's still a lot of moisture in them, so we had to add more salt. Which you can do, it's not a problem, but if you do it better in the first place. Carry on, we'll come back to you when it's done. So that's the first jar done. Left a bit of a gap, haven't filled it completely full because you need to shake it every day and you need that bit of room for some movement. We're going to carry on now, do the second jar, and we'll come back and show you tomorrow. Well, that's us for today. We've had quite a productive day.
I've got Jessie tonight, I'm honoured. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully that wall will be dry tomorrow, so Andy can crack on upstairs.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine, and I'm going to be cracking on with that room up there, get that kitchen in.
Yeah.
It's been going on a bit now, hasn't it?
Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. A bit of mescula today.
Mescula, mixed bag.
Mixed bag, yeah. Thank you as always for watching. Thank you to all our subscribers, all our supporters. We really do appreciate it. And we will see you tomorrow.